All right, so I am going to get the truck washed because it is filthy. Campground we're staying at has just like road base for the roads, and when we got in, it was a little wet, and it is stuck to the truck. And even though it's a white truck, it is still pretty nasty. So, gonna get it washed up. In the meantime, I was also replacing the batteries on our TPS sensors on the trailer, and figured why not talk about that for a little bit. So figured, why not talk about TPMS for a little bit. So in this one, we're just going to go ahead and we'll talk about, why you might want a TPMS system, what the different types are that are available on the market, and then we'll actually talk about the one that we have and show you a couple of little features on it. Jumping right in, so TPMS, tire pressure monitoring systems. You probably got one in your car or your truck right now, where it monitors the pressure of your tires. Will give you an alert if they start to lose pressure and go flat. And it's pretty much the same thing with what the ones in the trailers do, and with good reason. Obviously you want to know if you've got a flat tire or you've got a tire that's going flat. You may not feel it as quickly as you would if it was your the vehicle you're actually driving. And another thing, a lot of the systems will also monitor temperature, which is nice in that it can also be an indication of some other issues that could be going on, such as a stuck brake caliper or a bearing that's failing and is about to cause you some real issues. And as they start to fail, they generate heat, and some of the tire pressure systems can actually pick up on that as well and give you a heads up before it becomes a major catastrophe. So that's the why. How you get that done, is adding some form of a TPMS system to your trailer. There's a couple different ones out there, a couple different manufacturers and a couple different options. One of the options that is a pretty nice one is from your tow vehicle manufacturer. So in our case, we've got a Ford Super Duty, and Ford offers a kit from the factory, that can be added, that will add up to 6 pressure sensors for a trailer. It does require a little bit of rewiring. The sensors that go on the trailer are internal, meaning you would have to, take your wheels off and take them someplace to get the sensors installed. So, it's a nice system. It integrates right with the dash and you're able to see it easily. But, some of those other drawbacks led us to not choose that option. So, which left us with some sort of a third-party option. And with those, there's a couple of, there's a ton of them on the market. There's a couple of really big names. And there's, systems that do, 4, 6, 8, 10, you can do like up to like 16 wheels. So if you've got a big Class A bus with a toad behind it, you can cover all of the tires. They usually come with some sort of a secondary monitor that's going to mount on your dash or someplace where you can see it while you're driving to give you alerts and readouts of the system. So that's one option. The other option that is actually the one that we went for was one that rather than have one that used a secondary display, we opted for one that uses our cell phone, and we went with the Tire Minder Smart TPMS. So it connects right to our phone via Bluetooth and gives us all of the display right on our phone. Just means I didn't have to add an extra display to our dash, between our phones, navigation, the rear camera for the trailer. We already had a lot going on the dash, and I didn't really want to add more to it. I'm not going to go super in depth in this video. If you want to see more in-depth video, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, the Tire Minder's been great for us. I bought a 6 tire system, even though we only have 4 tires on the trailer. It bought me 2 extras. My plan was to actually put one on our spare and monitor the tire pressure on it. Honestly, I just never got around to it. We have an onboard air compressor, so I'm not really that concerned with what the tire pressure is on the spare. If it gets low, I'll just fill it up if I need it. But that was my intent, was one of the sensors, 4 sensors on the trailer, 1 on the spare, and 1 as a true spare. The nice feature is with this, it also integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Car, so that I can hook it to the truck and I can see the display on my dashboard display, so I don't have to just rely on my phone screen. All right, so I've got my phone connected to the truck. Phone's also connected to the TPMS system. So we hook it up into Apple CarPlay, also works with Android, but we've got the tire reminder readings right there, so you can get the readouts from the app on the display in the truck. I usually don't leave this up when I'm driving. I'll have our maps up, but I can easily switch right back and forth between them. And if an alert pops up, it'll pop here. It also pops on the transmitter that I keep in the back seat right behind me. So if it starts buzzing back there, I'll definitely hear it. And it makes it nice because, as I've got our maps up on the screen, I can toggle real quickly and easily between the maps and the TPMS to see what's going on. There's also a couple of different styles of sensors you can get. They make just a cap style that just screws right on top of the valve stem. There's also flow-through sensors that will let you actually just unscrew a cap and you can put air in without having to remove the sensor from the tire. Both are fine. We went with just the simple cap style. It's a little smaller, a little less obtrusive. It would have stuck out on our tires, which is never a good thing. One thing to consider too is either style, the cap or the flow-through, is definitely going to add a little bit of extra weight. So if you have just regular rubber valve stems, the extra weight could cause you some issues down the line. So moving to a hybrid style or a fully metal style valve stem, definitely something to consider if you don't already have that. Thankfully, ours had metal valve stems, and they've done great for the 3 years that we've had them on. Tire Reminder also does a free battery replacement program for life, where I think if you write them, they'll actually, and maybe you pay for postage, they will actually send you out new batteries and O-rings, which is pretty nice. We always happen to just run into them at the Tampa RV show when we're there. They've usually got a booth, so I'll just get free batteries from them right there, which makes it really easy because if we do that yearly, I just replace the batteries every year, which is what I just did, now that we're like a week out from the RV show. So that's a system we use. We've found it to be really nice and easy and unobtrusive, so we will continue to run it. We've got a link down to it below if it's something you're interested in. Otherwise, drop us a comment, let us know what you're using, or what maybe good or bad you've got to say about systems you've used in the past. And if you like this type of content, go ahead and like and subscribe, because that helps us out. And otherwise, we will see you down the road, and hopefully with a cleaner truck. So as we're headed to the car wash, this is some of the old roads we used to live off of, and man, it is changing. I think I managed to pick a really good spot where there's not a ton of development evident, but all up and down here, all the pastures are being sold off and turned into new developments and homes, and it's progress is good, but it's kind of sad to see at the same time, because it was a really fun rural area. All the old farmers are retiring or dying off, and a lot of their kids just aren't interested, or it's not profitable for them anymore to keep up the family farm, so it's selling to developers.